Yeah. Beautiful cloudy day. Gonna go show you the rainwater. Oh, puppies are barking at me. Yes, these are our guard puppies. They're supposed to be with the sheep. They are just a little too small. What? They're just a little too small to stay in the fence. They have figured out how to get through the fence, and they like hanging out by the front door. So they'll get to where they're too big to get through the fence, and then they'll stay with the sheep. But I wanted to show you the rain water collection. It has been raining now since, well, the rain has just kind of died off in the last hour, but it rained since yesterday around noon. And so it's not trickling anymore. But the tank yesterday, just to let you know, this tank was down to where there was only about 4 or 5 inches of water in the bottom of it. I have no idea if the camera will adjust right. There we go. That's a lot more than 4 or 5 inches. See, here's the ring at the top. Yeah. Anyways, best guess, it's a 1,500 gallon tank. My best guess is we've got somewhere around 1,100 gallons. And as you can see, it's pooled up. But that was just in basically an overnight rain. Normally I haul water in that tank in the back of the truck, and you can see where the hose goes and runs up there, and I pump water. That's when we don't get enough rain. But I have the gutter set up on the back of the house, and so the back half of the house collects the rainwater that goes in there. The front half does not. The front half just runs off the front of the house, so I don't have the gutter and all that set up yet there. But I'm guessing we got about 2 inches of rain, which would have given us about, between 1,000 and 1,100 gallons of water just off of the back half of the house. So yeah, rain collection may not provide all the water we need, but it provides a lot. And to be honest, if I had another storage tank, if I was able to store 3,000 gallons instead of 1,500 gallons, then when we get a good rainstorm, dumps a lot of water, we can store twice as much. And just since I got the get a better view. Just since I got the rain collection set up, it's cut down on the amount of water I have to haul by at least 2/3. Because even just on a humid day, that morning dew will drip into the tank, and we'll collect a few gallons of water every day just from morning dew dripping off of the roof and into there. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Still overcast, really calm, no wind. Puppies are following me around as I check on everything. Oh yeah, that was the first check. I was starting to walk over here and check the sheep. I'm sure they did just fine. We've got some pretty hardy sheep, and they have plenty of trees and stuff to get into, and hay scattered all over that they refuse to eat, and so they're bedding in it instead of eating it. There's the mama and her 2 babies. I've got 2 more ewes that are I got 2 more pregnant ewes, and 2 ewes have already delivered. So we've gotten 3 babies from the 2 ewes that have delivered, and all 3 of them have been little ram lambs, little boys. Right here is the mama with her 2 babies. That one with the white spot on its head, it's got the injured ear. That's the only little white speck on any of the 3 babies. So she's black and white Dorper, and the ram is a black Dorper. Not registered, basically commercial Dorper sheep. So This white and tan one here is the black and white one's daughter from a year ago, and she is half St. Croix and half Dorper. We had a unregistered but purebred St. Croix ram that was her dad, and this other white ewe is the other one from last year, the other ewe lamb. So she is still pregnant. She has just started bagging up in the last couple of days. She's not fully bagged up. So I'm expecting probably 3 to 4 weeks for her and a little longer for the white and tan. There's their dad. The little baby's dad is right there, and the other baby. That one's a little over a month old, and these two are a little over a week old. And there's a couple goats, but they're all begging for some grain, so I'm gonna give them some grain. I got pregnant ewes and nursing mamas, and they've got no fresh grass to eat, just the hay that's now been rained on. So I'll give them some grain today. Can't really let them out of here today because I've got other stuff going on. Let's go. They'll follow me right over to the grain bin. Ah, look at all these puddles. Yeah, center of that hay is dry still. It looks like they've torn into the dry spot this morning. Of course, the chicken's hanging out here with them. There's the mama that delivered about a month ago. She has gotten a lot skinnier since. I've noticed this mama, she's nursing twins, but she's getting a little skinnier. And then these two are the two that are still pregnant, still holding the babies in for another, I don't know, 3 weeks or a month or so, I'm guessing. And here's our, are you excited, Brownie? You just jumped right there. No, you're not gonna push on me. You're a good little steer, aren't you? All right, covered in water. I gotta dump that off first. It sounds like the grain inside is still dry. All right, I'm gonna figure out what to do with the camera. Maybe I'll just hold on to it. So there's the grain. And there's my feed scoop. They'll get like 3 of these or 4 of these. Oh, that one's full of water. I gotta dump it first. I know this one over here has a hole in it, so it's not full of water. Goat went right between my legs as soon as I dumped that. Alright. I need to go dump the other one before I get any more for them. This one's got a rip down in the side of it where the horse has kicked it. But let's move it over here. Then I gotta... No. 2 lambs over there checking out the bucket. Probably got water in it. Yes, I know you want some grain too. You'll get just a little bit. He really doesn't need it. He's got a bale of hay and whatever, but all right. They like the grain. About that much for the buck. Just to keep him happy and whatever. You can see he's got a healthy, shiny coat. Come on, you're all right. You can come eat. You got your corn in there. Yeah, he didn't want to eat while I was right there, but yeah, it wasn't intentional that we ended up getting all black sheep or whatever, black goats, it's just kind of what happened. We were looking for a buck to go in with our, we were looking for a buck anyways for our goat herd, and he was nearby and reasonably priced. And so, he's Nigerian dwarf buck, pure black except for the couple white spots on his ears. And yeah, and then the ram, we traded a pure white St. Croix ram for a pure black Dorper ram. And that was, yeah, just, again, we were looking for to trade so that we didn't have that St. Croix ram breeding back to his daughters, because we wanted to keep both of them. And so that was the one that was available. Noelle, this is our Christmas 23 baby. She was born Christmas Day 23. Right there in that little plastic igloo shelter. All right, let's move this out of the mud. Oh, it's stuck. All right, that's enough. They got 4 scoops. So this was a cut off 1 1/4 liter, and so I figured I cut the top off of it. It's basically 1 liter. Sorry, watch the buck eat while I get the grain barrel closed back up. All right. Yeah. Let's check out these little lambs and see how they're doing. Oh, you two were chewing on the bucket. They're running away from me. When they were just a couple days old, the one with the white spot on his head would run up to me all the time because, we had to take him in and doctor him. But he's gotten more used to not having me out here than having me out here, so he's running away from me now instead of running to me. But he'll get more used to me. Yeah, he had an injury to his ear when he was a couple hours old, and so we had to, he's going to lose most of his left ear. It's in the process of falling off, but it mostly got chewed off. So yeah, and I think he's got a little bit of hearing problems in that left ear, because when Mama's calling for him, if he's got his left ear towards Mama, then he ends up running away looking for her instead of running towards her, which I think he just can't hear out of that left ear. Anyways, they're nursing. They're both doing good. They're growing. They've at least doubled in size in the first week of life. And I don't edit my videos. I just, whatever I record that looks good, I post. So I'm just out here hanging out with the animals, and I will upload this a little bit later today. Let's get a check on the pond real quick. Just out here doing my chores with the animals, I guess you'd call it, feeding them and checking on them. And I like to just get out here every day and spend a little time with them and see how they're doing. Yeah, so you could see her walking right. She's not bagged up yet. She's got a little bit of teat development, but nothing more than that. Whereas her sister over there, she's got a little bit of bags, but not they're not bagged up like the two that are already nursing. So we've got, like I said, we've got a few weeks at least for both of those. I think the one that's across the pond there will deliver first. We'll deliver next, I mean. But again, I think we're still at least 3 weeks out. And yeah. Our pond's fairly full, not completely full. It was, it wasn't much lower than this before the rain. So we didn't get a heavy downpour. We just got a decent rain that lasts on and off throughout the night. And then raining pretty decent when we got up this morning. But yeah, it's like I got a feed sack out here that needs to get thrown away. Probably blew over here in the wind. We had a bunch of wind for a week or so before this. And it looks like some of the saturated water in the ground is still trickling down towards the pond. Yeah, I put the pond here because it was a natural depression in the ground, natural low spot. That's all I had to do was scrape the surface dirt up into a pond and then scrape some of the clay that's right underneath it up to line the pond down with. And didn't get it as good as I would like because I ran out of time with the piece of equipment I had, but you do what you can. And it holds water, and I've only had it go completely dry. Well, it went completely dry once, and it got really low once. So it would be better, obviously, if it was a bigger pond, but I'm fine. It's definitely better than not having one. All right, well, looking at their hay, it looks like I'm going to have to get them a new bale of hay probably in the next 2 days. I'll leave that for them for today, tomorrow, and then I've got another round bale over there by the wood chip pile. I'm just going to have to roll it over here, turn it with the truck and get it started rolling, and then just push it down to the gate. But I got to do that on a day when it's okay to let the sheep out. And today's not a day that it's okay to let the sheep out. I need them to stay locked up today. So yeah, today and tomorrow not going to be good for letting the sheep out, but then the next in 2 days from now should be a good day for that. And so if it comes down to it and they eat up all that bale and need more, I've got all these bales that I built the little shelter out of, and I've got four other small square bales. But they don't like these small square bales. They'll use them for bedding. They'll scatter them around, pick a little bit of stuff out of them. They're not the best quality bales, and the sheep really don't like them. The horses eat them a whole lot better than the sheep do. Yeah, they all followed me over here to check. Yeah, I built this little shelter because we had a rainstorm the night he was born. Mama had him, that ewe had laid down over here by the cedar trees and had the baby, and she wasn't moving him very far, and the rain was coming, and so I threw together this shelter and moved him in there. And the first night he was alive, this little lamb and his mama spent the night in that shelter get out of the rain. And you can see, we had more rain last night, but inside there it's dry, minus a couple drips in the back where a tiny spot where it got wet. So, but they did great. That first night he was born, tried to use it for that mama and her twins because we had a north wind and it was cold. And this shelter opens to the south, and she stayed in it about a few hours that first night, and then took her lambs out and laid them down in the grass somewhere, and they did fine, but she didn't want to be cooped up in a shelter. She wanted to be just in the open. So, looks like they're starting to eat some hay. That's good. That's always a good sign. Are they both eating the hay? No, that one's peeing on it. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this one. If you watched this far, I'm surprised. But hey, if you like the content, if you like seeing the animals, hit that like button and subscribe, and please leave a comment. Thanks everybody. Have a good one.